Can you mic Emily when she walks back in? She probably has a pocket. We'll clip it on. What's that? All right. Last demo. So I know everybody's tired and been here all day. Thanks for sticking it out. It's going to be a good one. If you've never seen Emily, you're in for a treat. Great demonstration. Yep. Everybody have fun today? Brian? Kinda. All right.
Right there.
You guys, everybody knows me, but Mike, Amy, Gary, and this weekend John and Charles
It has a magnet.
totally helped put it
Slide
together,
it on.
along with Tristan, the raffle guy. So thanks to everybody, turners.
Thank you. Sorry. That was one of those things I didn't even think of.
I sit up front so everybody knows me, but they do all the work, so you know. Emily Ford, everyone.
Lies! I don't have that much money to pay you off.
Emily, I have not done your introduction. Would you like me to do that?
Go for it.
Coming to us all the way from Utah, America, specialist in, what do you specialize in?
Spindle work.
Spindle work, rattles, hollow forms, everything cool.
You name it, I do it. Other
Emily
than pens.
Ford is here.
As long as it's not pens, we're good.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Emily. Take it away.
I'm working on it.
Did he have one?
He did. I'm a grouch and I needed a cup center for what I was about to do. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Emily Ford. I am from northern Utah. I live in Clearfield. I teach at Craft Supplies USA. I teach here. I think there's one spot left in my class that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We're going to be doing spindle work. I have a selection of items that we'll be working on, and I failed to bring all of the fun things that I'll be teaching next week. We're going to do spinning tops, captive ring baby rattles, and hollow ornaments. So we're taking this, today we're going to do a hollow form. Unfortunately, I have been tasked with being the family urn maker as of late. It is an honor and it is awful to have to do it, but it's a skill that I possess, and you would be surprised how much cheaper it is to cremate somebody than it is to bury them at this point in time. And it's become a little bit more, in the culture I grew up in, it's become a little bit more socially acceptable. So I've lucked out. That's something I've been tasked with doing. And I figured, well, when that happened, I'd never turned anything hollow before. I'd never hollowed anything out. So it was terrifying. And then I took a class. I actually came down here, and the man that is representing Record Power today, Tim Wadley, who's out there being wonderful, gave me my first hollowing lesson. So I'm really grateful to him. And I've gone from there on. I've taken a few classes at Craft Supplies. I've taken a few private lessons from Mike Drakowski, if you know who he is. He's a world-class hollow form turner, but he doesn't make urns. And that's something that I've been specializing in as of late. I'm going to show you a small hollow form today. We're going to start out with a piece of box elder burl that I got from Cut Above Bowls that is up in Utah. I have some cards of them if you would like. They have specialty blanks, and I love them. A little bit about me. I teach at Craft Supplies. I've been turning for about 10 years. And when I started turning, I wanted to be a demonstrator. This coming from the little introverted Emily that doesn't like getting up in front of crowds, but I wanted to be good enough to demonstrate. I couldn't turn a spindle. I was afraid to rough out pieces of wood. It's scary. Have you tried to rough out a square blank? You're sticking something sharp into something spinning at you, other way, this way, towards you, and that's terrifying. And somehow here we are. I do this all day long, every day now. I am going to have to sharpen a few times because the blank that I sneaked off with has.
What speed range do you want?
You're good.
You sure?
As long as I'm not full speed, we're good.
1200?
1200 is fine.
Okay.
Woo! I like to turn fast.
That's the bottom, so.
Okay, so we'll start out at 0, right? Does this start at 0?
No.
It starts at swing.
1200.
It starts at 1200?
That's the bottom of this range, yeah.
We might need to move down one.
You had 10 people before you. So.
Well, I usually turn as fast as I can, but turning is a little bit
12 to 4.
is a little bit fast. That's what I'm going to want in about 10 minutes when I'm hollowing out inside. And do we have?
16?
That's perfect. Mid-range is fine. Do we have air?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. That was the other thing I needed. I'm going to let him do this. I am at home. I turn on a Vicmark, a VL300, and it's my baby. I had to save up for it. I was going to be a big girl turner one day, and I was going to get one of those big girl lathes, like Mike Mahoney and Glenn Lucas all use. There's that other lady turner whose name I won't mention. She's wonderful. I actually get to meet her this seat turning season. I'm kind of excited about it. We've never crossed paths yet, so looking forward to that. The way that I've got this set up, this is a burl. Doesn't matter my grain orientation. I can see ish where the grain's going to be. I have this face grain orientation like I was going to turn a bowl because it makes hollowing easier. Is it possible to do it the other way? Yes. The only thing this is the book according to Emily, would turn spindle orientation or end grain as a hollow form would be Norfolk Island pine. That's just my opinion for what it's worth. That and $1.50 will get you a soda.
Why? Because of the type of wood?
Because with that type of wood, you've got those beautiful knots that are equidistant spaced. That's a really showcase piece. Anything else, you're just fighting it to fight it. So face grain orientation for hollow forms is recommended. It makes your life easier. You're not going to get beat up. If that answers that. He asked, we had a question of why do we do that? And that was the answer. So you're not beating yourself up. So we're going to turn this on and see how we're going. Maybe.
Push.
Push?
Not green.
Oh, green. Every lathe is set up just a little differently, so I'm still learning.
So what's your tailstock?
This is a cup center. There's usually a point in it. I didn't want the point. I just needed something that was not going to split my wood. And I hope that we're in there sharp enough. I'm between centers. That was what I was going to say. Good stop. I'm between centers. What I am using is a 2-prong center right here. That means I can adjust my blank as we go, so I'm not stuck on 4 prongs. I can adjust my blank as we go to even out my blank as we go, is the plan here.
How deep is your headstock?
My headstock, we drilled into it, and I should have showed this. I can pull it off and show everybody so everybody can see what we're doing. We drilled in about 1/4 of an inch, and then I smacked the hell out of it on a mallet.
Okay.
And now that I've got my hand works too. Mallets are recommended a little bit more, because my orthopedic surgeon loves it when I smack things with my hand. Yeah, he's really excited when I'm coming. What'd you do now? I don't want to talk about it, just fix it. I'm not kidding. I really do have a family orthopedic surgeon. He's great. We'll keep him. I'm hoping that this center will hold true. If not, we have this here to slow it down as it comes out at you. So we're set. I'm dropping my tool handle down, and I'm just knocking off the edges. All I'm going to do is rough out this blank to start. If you have questions, please throw them at me. This is my Stay Sharp bowl gouge that I snagged. Any bowl gouge will do. And you'll notice, I'm standing way over here and shooting shavings off that way. I want to be out of the line of fire, just in case. I do this with anything that I'm doing, even in my own shop at home. And you'll see, I'm going to reach up here and tighten and tighten and tighten, make sure that I'm set as I'm doing this. Because I like my teeth where they are. I hope they stay there. That's the goal. And generally, I will have a full face shield on with my respirator on at home. I'm not at home. And for you to be able to hear me, if I have a face shield on right here, you won't be able to hear me. So that's why we do what we do. Also, the reason I have gum in my mouth is as you're talking and demonstrating, shavings fly. Box elder is not tasty. It doesn't taste good. I'm going to bring up my lathe speed and see if we can get this going a little bit faster. There we go. Get some shavings going. All I'm doing is knocking off those edges. And we'll talk a little bit about design in just a minute. I'm just going to try to get this a little bit rounder than we have right now. And you'll see I'm a little bit far away from my work right now, so I'm going to stop my lathe. We always stop the lathe when we move the tool rest. Right? I am a production turner. This is what I do all day long every day. So if you see me move the tool rest and my lathe hasn't stopped, ignore it because it's bad production habits. Okay? Thank you. I was teaching 2 weeks ago, actually, and I was training a new assistant at the place I was teaching at. He happens to be on the board of the AAW. And what does the AAW do? Really, safety is the first and foremost. You have to do this safely. I can do it safely or I can get it done. Which do you want? Don't tell them I said, oh, this is being live streamed, isn't it? I hope the AAW is not listening to me right now. I've been trying to suck up to them for years to get to demonstrate there. I should probably stop with the sarcastic comments. All I'm doing is knocking off the edges. If anybody would like to come stand right here and see how fast that, no takers? You're no fun. Stand over there with a garbage can. And this blank is bone dry. Haha, nobody's safe. Yes, you can keep that if you'd like. I'll sign it later. You'll see. One of my favorite things about this, and can you hear me while I'm still doing this? Okay, quick tool discussion. I'm going to discuss like this. This is my A wing. The point right here is my B wing. And the other side is my C wing. So if I say A, B, and C, that's what I'm talking about, okay? I'm using my bull gouge. All I'm doing, you'll see, I'm starting to bring this around. And I'm looking at this blank going, okay, I want to even that out. As you can see, which camera am I on?
You're on the front.
The front one?
But we can switch you wherever you want.
Let's hit this one. As you can see, my blank is not even close to being even this way. So what I'm looking at is which way do I want to drop this. I think I'm going to bring this up. And that's, you'll notice I haven't set my tenon yet. I'm going to drop that to kind of give me a little bit more even sides as we go. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And you'll see I've got this really pretty red flame down here. We'll see if we can keep that in the bottom. We'll see if I'm ambitious, and we'll see if we'll keep a live edge on top. Also, you all are so lucky. I have not demonstrated a hollow form in front of people, live people, yet. So crush your fingers. We're all hoping that my teeth, that all of our teeth will remain in.
Why that tool and not a different?
Why a bull gouge? What would you prefer I use? This is more efficient to me. There's a time and a place for carbide. You will see me use a carbide tip tool for hollowing. But right now, this will remove more material quicker, faster. My edge will hold. And did you all see me just pull out a big chunk of box elder out of my mouth? The edge of this tool will hold longer. And I'm used to it in my hand. That's why. Shh. Got a bouncy tailstock right here. And did you know there's no prizes for making the most noise in wood turning? Believe it or not. Drop my handle, bring that around. Okay, I'm looking at my blank, trying to see about where I want to be. Okay, now here's the question. We're starting to consider design. We still have some flat spots, and that's okay. They're almost even. We're a little rounder here than we are elsewhere, and that's okay. I don't want to do a huge hollow form because do you know how much fun it is to watch somebody hollow? It's like watching paint dry. You know it's happening, but it's kind of slow. Which is, hollow forms are more about the outside. Everybody's like, I want to see you hollow. Why? But learning the steps to it is lots of fun. Push the button. Start. Make sure we're tight. And I'm going to come over here, drop my handle. I'm going to start to shape this the way I'm looking for it. Raising my handle up as I'm coming around, just like I would turning a bowl. Lifting my handle as I'm coming around. And I know Stephanie's going to call me on the fact that my tool rest is way too low right now. Stop my lathe, Raise my tool rest up just a touch. Okay, the lathe is stopped as far as we can tell, right? Ooh, it's fun. That's a texture thing. Woo! Makes my teeth tickle. Turn that lathe speed back up. Make sure we're still tight between centers. We are turning this between centers right now, in essence. So we're nice and tight between. We want to make sure that we're there. I do not have a point on this cup center. Generally, a cup center will. I am making it work today. So that's why I'm being very cautious with what I'm doing. I forgot my cup center at home that I'm used to. I'm raising my handle up as I'm coming around. I'm between wings B and C, bringing this around and bringing that down. I'm going to get ready to set my tenon. I'm not quite there yet, but this is just giving me a ish of where I'm aiming for. So I'm going to bring this around. And since this is a bowl, I can go either direction and not have to worry about tear out as much. I'm on that bevel, bringing my handle up as I'm coming around to help create that curve. Does that make sense? Okay, I keep looking at you because you're in my line of sight. You're allowed to go, not me, not me. Okay, here we come. Gonna bring this around, and this is where I'm gonna shut up for just a second. Lucky you. Because Bark and I, my mother is horrified that I spit on camera. You didn't learn that from me. No, I learned it from my dad and my uncle. They used to have, I grew up here. They used to have watermelon seed spitting contests from the back patio to see if they could hit the fence. One of my best talents. I hope my mom's not on right now. She'd be horrified.
She's not pleased.
She commenting. White Silk Perks. Hi, Mom. And you're probably wondering why the hip of this is way up here, my shoulder. For hollow forms, they're round. Let's say they're a ball. We want that shoulder to be up here or down below. And here's my trick for that. I pulled it out. I thought I pulled it out. It's black. It has wiggly bits. I have these really cool calipers, and I'm walking away because I thought I pulled them out. Anyway, I'll find them. I hope. These are not the really cool calipers, but they, in essence, do the same thing. We're going to learn about the golden ratio. These are golden ratio calipers. They're also known as eyebrow calipers on Amazon. These are $12. My really fancy ones that will show up as soon as I don't need them are $40. I get them from Trent Bosch out in Colorado. They're awesome. You should bat your eyes and carry them. I love them. But these, I got on Amazon same-day shipping. They're great. But this is how I'm going to determine where I want that shoulder to be, because I want to be either top heavy or I want to be bottom heavy. I'm thinking I want my shoulder to be up here. And since my bottom of my blank is going to be about here-ish by the time I get my tenon on, that's what I'm going to aim for. And again, I still have to remove all the bark up here, but this is, I'm just planning it out and kind of giving you an insight into the squirrels that are running in my head. Okay, that's ish. So this should be, what is the golden ratio, do we know? Ish.
Third, a third.
2/3, 1/3.
Yeah.
Ish. Or it's actually 2/5, 3/5, but that's getting way more technical than I introduce in a 101.
Push.
I'm going to pull that button off. Just write me up for the replacement right now. Okay, here we be. Getting closer. Just reaching in, cleaning that surface up. I'm using wing C to just scrape through there. And this is a scrape. It's a shear scrape. Just pulling that around. And this is just, I am just roughing this in. This is not fancy. This is not doing me any good with anything. It is not doing me any favors with my cut either. This is lazy, but it's helping me see the form that I'm wanting to create. We're getting there. I've got my handle low, and you can see I'm getting shavings, I'm not just getting powder. I am getting some shavings down here. So it's a shear cut is what it is. Flip my tool handle over, bring that around. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to bring this around just a little bit. And this is not going to be the final shape, but we're just getting it roughed in. The same way we rough in a bowl. You know, we're getting close, ish. Ish is my nephew's favorite thing to say. His dad will say something and he'll go, ish. Like, that's all on you, bud. My brother totally deserves it. Smart aleck little kid, matches his father. I love it. Raising my handle up because I want to create that curve, sliding around. And you'll notice my whole body is moving as I'm doing this. Bring this around, straighten that out. I am going to reach. I'm not going to reach behind me. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to move my tool rest since I've stopped my lathe. Clean up this end right here. I'm going to get my tenon set. I have my tenon measurements locked down in my little brain here. My bowl gouge is set to 45 degrees. A 45-degree angle on my bowl gouge will allow me to set a tenon. If I was set at 50, I couldn't do that, and I have to reach behind me and grab a spindle gouge. I left my spindle gouge at home, so this works, and I'm happy. So I'm going to bring this in. I want to have a nice tenon to grab onto. A little bit less than 1/4 of an inch. Kick my handle up, create a little bit of a concavity right there. I'm going to set a second tenon just in case I blew that one. I didn't say that out loud, right? Because I never go over, right? Okay, we're going to stop and look at this. See if we like the shape-ish. I know that we've still got a flat spot right here. That's okay. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm okay that there's a little bit of bark right here. We might get through that. We'll shrink it down just a touch. Okay, I'm good with that. We're going to take that off. Right here. Are you keeping time for me? Mm-hmm. Where are we at?
3:39.
Oh, we got this. We're good. The hard part's next. Nobody had anything to do this evening, right? You're all my captive audience. Captive. Eventually. Are you going to Savannah Bananas? Are you really? I wanted to go to that so bad. Okay, I'm going to reach over here and grab my chuck. I always make sure that my contact surfaces are clean when I do that. Hold up. Just a sec. I am full of hot air in case anybody's wondering. I'll use it in just a second. Somebody scuffed the tooth on this. It wasn't me. Okay, make sure that that's on. Okay, how do we lock the spindle on this?
Right on top of the silver ball.
This?
Lift and twist.
Lift and twist. There we go. Okay. I want to hear the snap, so I can't just pop that off. That's what I was looking for. That was it. Lift and twist. Now we're back. Back in business. Nobody saw that, right? There's way too much box elder in that piece of gum to last much longer. Blech. I'm sorry for anybody listening online that's hearing my horrible sound effects. I am going to leave my jaws way open for this. I am okay with that because I know what the clamping pressure is on this. Do I generally recommend that? No, I usually want my jaws a little bit closer to be closed, but I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with this. We're good. We'll make that work. Okay, for this, our tailstock has done its job. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Get out of my way now. Oh, come on. Helps if you unlock it. You would never think that they would let me play with sharp tools. That's terrifying to think about. Okay, we are going to finish cleaning up the surface of this. Nice and friendly. Right there. Okay, we're looking at that. I'm starting to like the shape. I'm not mad at it yet. I might be a little bit later, but I want a nice flowing curve here, and I don't want this to be flat here. So I'm going to round this over. You'll see me fiddle with it for a little bit first.
Push.
I'm so good at this. You know, by Wednesday, I might have that figured out.
Afternoon.
Wednesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, you know, right as class is ending, I should have that figured out. Okay, I'm going to come over here, find that surface, bring this around. I'm raising my handle up as I'm coming around, opening that flute as I come around, bring that down. You'll see me make all the funny faces as I do this. Stick my tongue out, decide what I really want to do. You can hear a little bit of a bounce. I am not true. That's okay. I still had room to work. So I'm just going to clean this up. And you'll see I'm watching up here. I'm not watching down where my tool is. I'm letting the wood come to the tool. I'm not in a hurry. My voice would tell you otherwise as I yammer on. I'm not in a hurry. I'm letting the wood come to the tool, letting the tool do the work. Opening up that handle as I'm coming around, allowing the flute to maintain contact as I'm coming through. And believe it or not, the bottom of this does not have to be perfect yet. I'm more worried about my shape up here than I am down here right yet. And you'll hear that noise I'm getting is because look how far out over the tool rest I am, how far extended I am. That's okay. This is a nice shear scrape. All I'm doing is tickling that surface to clean up what I'm looking for. I'm creating more of a V shape that I'm after, so I'm going to roll that over. And because I'm picky, I'm going to turn around and sharpen my tool. If you are fighting with your piece and you just can't get it and it's really starting to make you mad, I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, you need to turn around and sharpen your tool. And since I didn't want to get to the really mad stage of this, I'm going to turn around and sharpen my tool right now. Pardon me. Talk amongst yourselves. And that's as difficult as this is. I use this sharpening system at home. It's the one-way sharpening system with the Wolverine grind. I know that Rikon is out there hawking theirs. They can do that. My recommendation is that you get a sharpening system, you learn how to use it, and that's how you sharpen your tools, because having something that's repeatable makes all the difference in the world. Remind me that that one is actually mine. I'm going to get home. Where'd it go? Push. Ha-ha! I did it. I remembered. Almost. I'm bringing up my lathe speed just a touch. I still have that little flat surface right here, so I'm going to clean that up. Raise up my handles. I'm coming around. And you're going to see that shape start to form. We're getting closer. Okay. I'm going to stop my lathe. Bring up my tool rest. Slide in here. Looking around. Okay, I've got a little bit of bark right here. Since it's not enough to make me happy and be a feature, we're going to clean that up, get rid of that. And we're going to work on the top of this shape. We're almost done with that flat spot. We'll come back up over here, get the shape down to how we want it, and we'll keep going. Are there any questions? Have I put anybody to sleep yet? Almost? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Follow the sultry sounds of my soothing voice, right? If you can fall asleep listening to me, there's issues. Just clean up that surface right here. Okay. I have a question for everybody in here. Should this be a pet urn or should it be a hollow form? There's a difference.
What's the difference?
A pet urn's a lot faster to turn.
Pet urn.
Pardon?
Pencil cup.
Pencil cap. Okay. Going to come in with my smaller bowl gouge. This is a bowl gouge. It's the Hamlet bowl gouge. I am going to go uphill, raising my handle up. I'm watching that surface. Coming around, raising my handle up as I'm coming around slowly. Look how nice that looks. Ooh. I do want to have a little bit of a lip right here, so I'm going to bring this in just a hair. So it looks like we did this on purpose. I want to have a little bit wider of a lip there. Open that up just a hair. That's going to be our opening. Ta-da! Woo! I like this group. I'll keep them. You should come to all my demos just to build up my confidence, please. I appreciate that. Woo! See? Pay attention where the tip of your tool is. This has a shorter swing than I'm used to, so the trick workaround for that is to swing wide out, raise up that handle as you come around, and bring that around. I'm letting the wood come to the tool. You'll see I slowed way down as I was coming up over this surface. Bring that around. You'll see I've got a little bit of a hump here. Don't love that, so I'm going to attack it from the other side. Do, 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 do. You guys could hear the song going through my head right now. This is where we fiddle just a hair. We always stop the tool rest when we move we always stop the lathe when we move our tool rest. We always stop the tool rest when we move our lathe. Whichever works for you. And you'll see I have reached the age where I'm looking up like this and back like this. I had to go to the eye doctor. And it was my first time ever needing to go to the eye doctor. I've had perfect eyesight my whole life. I had a TBI a few years ago, traumatic brain injury. I gave myself the highest form of a concussion possible doing laundry.
Wow.
That takes some mad skill right there. So, and in doing that, my eyes stopped working. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I couldn't read books without getting a headache anymore. I was like, I guess I'm just that age. I went to the doctor. It's like magic. My eyes work now. So, if you're wondering why your headaches are happening, maybe get your eyes checked. You'll see I've had a little bit of a higher shoulder than I was after and a little bit more of a V. That's okay. I'm just bringing this around. Music is required while doing this. There's always music on in my shop. If you've been a student of mine, I apologize. And secondly, it drives me crazy not to have music on in the classroom, like twitch, twitch. You'll hear me walking out to use the restroom, and you'll hear whistles. It's me. You'll hear somebody singing in the bathroom. It's me, because it's way too quiet. Which is funny to say, in a wood shop, it's too quiet. If there's not music on, something's up. Kick this in just a little bit. Da, da, da.
What's your favorite shop music, Emily?
That's all I was going to say. What's your genre?
I listen to everything. Everything from AC/DC to Beach Boys to a lot of Morgan Wallen lately. I love country music. Country music and I are best friends. I will talk to you about country music stars like they're my next door neighbor. Oh, did
Like
you hear
Beyonce?
that? I have feelings on that.
Yeah.
Very strong feelings on that.
I'm with you. We can
Couldn't be any worse than every other country song.
I pride myself on being a music aficionado because not everybody can be a great musician, but I am a great fan. And I pride myself on being an excellent music fan, especially country. Country is my genre of choice most of the time. Not bro country, but country country. Well,
Willie's Roadhouse country or Red, White, and Blues country?
a little bit of both. Well, a certain person winning album of the year. Here's my soapbox. I should be turning. Post Malone deserved album of the year. Across the board. He put out one of the best albums I've heard come out of Nashville in years. And there's my soapbox. Here we are. We're just tickling the surface. What am I doing? Who's Post Malone? What? Post Malone lives up by me. He and I are going to be great friends one day. He just doesn't know it yet. Okay, I'm looking, eyeballing that. Is that easier to see up here?
Yeah, there you go.
So my shoulder should be up here. However, The bottom of my piece is actually going to be down here, so when I open that up just a touch more, we're about right. Close-ish. We're doing this by ishes. We'll make it work. Clean this up just another little bit. This is a shear scrape. All I'm doing is tickling that surface, just helping redefine that curve. Gonna do it the other way too. Just kissing that surface. And if I need to bust out my 80 grit gouge, I can. Right, there's 80 grit gouge here. Okay, sweet. Not worried about that quite yet. Okay, we're gonna look at this. Let the wood speak to you. Help, help. Okay. Ooh.
Wow.
You feel that nice curves happening. We're a little pointy-ish, but I'm not gonna fight with that too much. This is a demonstration. I want you to see the process. Is this going to be perfect? Of course it is. It's my work. Not quite. But I want you to see the process here. I am known for, if I'm not turning, I'm not having fun. And if I'm not having fun while I'm turning, I'm doing something wrong. None of us here, well, some of us here, do this professionally, right? I do this because I love it. The fact that people pay me to do this is just an added bonus. If I'm going to show you how to do this, I want you to enjoy what you're doing, understand the concepts, and be proud of what you're doing. Does it have to be perfect every time? Absolutely not. But do you want to try and improve every single time? Yes. We're looking for improvement, not perfection. What I'm going to do, pardon? Progress. Yep. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start to give myself just a little bit of a room right here. Just starting to, I'm not hollowing yet. All I'm doing is setting what will be my hollow. Not going to do it like that. Stop the lathe. I'm going to wander over this way.
Emily, do you like Wizard of Oz?
I love Wizard of Oz. My original Instagram handle is Auntie M. It is still my Instagram handle. Am I whistling Wizard of Oz? That's my bad. I don't even know I'm doing it. I need a spindle gouge. Sorry, guys. May I?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
See if it's sharp.
We'll find out. I'm going to make sure that it's not momentarily. Wizard of Oz is my all-time favorite movie. It has been since I was 2.
How many awards did it win?
All of them. None, actually. And it also did not open.
Why it won no award?
Because it didn't open in the right place.
No. Because it was released at the same time as my favorite movie, which is Gone with the Wind.
Yes.
Won everything. 1939.
Yep. Okay. I have a spindle gouge in my hot little hand. I'm going to take this and make sure that Chad's mad at me because it's not sharp anymore. All I am doing, and we're going to pretend that like it was in my hand. All I am doing is boring out a hole. Could I get out a drill? Absolutely. Do I usually use a drill when I'm doing hollow forms? Absolutely. Did I pack one? No. But is this just another way to do this? Absolutely. Am I going to drill through the bottom? I sure hope not. Okay, I am probably about deep enough. Maybe another that much. Okay, let's hope. Okay, sweet, we did it. And when I say we, I mean whatever. I will sharpen that if I leave that right there.
Oh, you're good.
Okay, ta-da! We are going to reach over here. There are a myriad of tools that you can use for hollowing. These ones, I have to remember which ones I brought. These are these ones. I have 4 other sets that don't match either, because this is what I'll be teaching with. Any carbide tipped hollowing tool, we can make work. All I'm doing, you'll see that I'm fairly open. I created a really nice, large opening. If I was going to do a burial urn for a person, my opening would be at least 2.5 inches wide, which makes my life so much easier when hollowing. Because if you're hollowing through this tiny little hole to show off, which some people do, I have done. I am not doing that today because why? I want you to see how to do it. We're doing this in stages. I don't need that yet, but thank you. Generally, I'll have a little bendy straw. And I'll go, remember, this is the most important part. As you take a deep breath like this, do it out here. Not with your lips on the bendy straw. And then you come in here and blow and it shoots all the stuff out. Remember, as you're right here, don't suck.
Wait, can you say that again? I'm going to isolate.
I am not saying that phrase out loud. My parents will never forgive me if that's my sound bite. These are the Tchaikovsky hollowing tools. His micro tools. They work great. I have tools. I brought a set of tools I've never even used before from Amazon. The Easy Wood tools work great. The Rikon tools work great. You know, the hardest part about a hollow form is getting around this curve out here. We're going to make it work. And I'm not cutting this in half. And if you stick your fingers in the middle of my hollow form, that means you're rude. If you didn't turn it yourself, it's rude. I'm showing you the basics. Am I aiming for an even wall thickness? Yes. Do I care if my wall thickness is that thin and oh, look how light my hollow form is? No. I'm in the business of selling urns. I want that to hold grandma. I don't want her leaking out. And I want it to be sturdy, so if the wind blows, she doesn't blow away. Because ashes don't weigh very much, believe it or not. You'll see all I'm doing is sneaking in and pulling up the side with that tool right there. And, as I said, you don't get extra bonus points for making all that noise. If you want to be a big kid, and I'll pull out the big hollowing tool, I'm going to scoot back just a hair. This is just same thing, only different. And I'm pointing the wrong direction. This has a movable head on it, which will allow me to adjust a little bit more. And you'll see I'm just slightly cocked one way. I want to be a little bit closer to the other. Ha ha ha. We pay attention to where the head of our hollowing tool is. I wrap it under my arm like this. So if I get caught, it's going to kick me up like this and not out like this. And now that I've said that, it's going to do something awful, isn't it? Come in here, reach around. It's linked under my arm. All I'm doing is sliding down that wall. Pull back, push forward, pull back. As we're hollowing, thank you, sir, you're going to start to feel something start to catch, and it's going to start to get bouncy. That's because we've got all these shavings in here. Take a deep breath. Oh, that was so less exciting than I had hoped. Who invited you? Everybody, this is Tim Wadley. He's the record power rep, and he is the man that taught me how to do this originally. So if I screw up, it's his fault. I love Tim. He's a good guy, and he's an excellent wood turner. Don't tell him you weren't listening. Your hearing aids are off, right? We got this. And you'll see, I grab whatever tool's closest. I learned how to do this with the Kelton system, the Kelton-McNaughton system. Those are a beast, and they take forever to hollow. Mike Mahoney makes it look like it's the easiest thing in the world. And look at this. Oh, I can hollow this. It took me 4.5 hours to hollow something this size because I was just getting dust. I switched over to the carbide. Holy cow. There is a time and a place for carbide. I am the wrong person to talk to if you want to talk carbide, unless it has to do with hollowing. And this is the fun part of the demo where you can't hear what I'm doing. Hear me. The reason that is so loud is because I'm way extended over my tool rest. So I'm going to switch to my heavier tool. And I'm going to lean. I'm going to lean. funny, I was whistling Wizard of Oz earlier. I'm forever blowing bubbles. Slow down. That's a little better, right? Little less
A little
boring.
bit for everybody to take home.
Yeah, take deep breath. So I apologize. I am going to kick up a lot of dust in here. And the cool thing about having a bigger opening is you can see what you're doing. I usually have, this is not the smock I typically wear. I usually have a little pocket right here that I just pull this in and out of. Ooh, I can peek in and see how I'm looking. It looks like it's getting hollow. Woo, surprise, surprise. That's what we're aiming for, right?
How thin do you normally?
So here's the trick. I would like my thickness to be the same all the way through as the rim I just set. That's one of the things that lots of people harp on. Ooh, I'm going to be that thin. We'll see what happens. Am I going to lie to you and say this is going to be perfect? No. But you're learning how to do it, the methodology of this. Is it important that you get as thin as possible so you can show off? No, I just don't want you going through the bottom, which is what we're trying to avoid today. I do have these really cool calipers that I love. I use these for bowls. I use these for hollow forms. I use these for everything. And the fact that I left my check jaws a little bit open, look what I can do. I can slide in here and see how much room I have in the bottom. Ooh, it's like they planned it that way or something. So, and your check jaws obviously don't have to be open that far. They only need to be open about that far. But I was erring on the side of caution, or I just didn't measure. What you will know about me is measuring and I do not get along. We're not friends. But this will tell you how thick my walls are. I think I've got a little bit of room. What do we think? I've got some room still. I could probably bring it in just a little bit more at least. Get rid of a little bit more material. I guess, if I have to. Nope. Push the button. Push the button. Ha! Get in there. I'm gonna remember. Reach down, find that surface, swing out. Whoop. What you need to know is at home. Does this move? It does. Sweet. At home. Well, one, my lathe isn't that high up. Two, I climb on top. I will sit on my lathe bed. You'll see this is trying to turn in my hand. That's because I got a bunch of shavings in there that I should probably blow out. But that requires stopping the lathe, going like this, reaching way over here. Ooh, yay! I've trained them well. You've done such a good job. Zach, you win! Oh, and look, as I caught that, I marred up my rim. I can fix that. It's a feature. One of the best things I think we learn as wood turners is how to fix our screw-ups. You know, design change opportunities. We're going to figure that out. I'm actually going to reach over here and grab this little, it has just a little bit of a curve. I don't like the really C-looking swan necks. Those are so grabby. This has just enough of a curve. I'm going to be able to lean over right here and get in where I want to be. I'll be quiet. When you hear it yelling at me, it's not happy with me. But I'm in charge, it's not. If I do this, stay. Raise up my tool rest just a hair. That should help solve that problem slightly. Reach in. Again, I'm under my wrist, up through my arm. You'll notice, I'm not looking at what I'm doing. You'll see me staring off into the middle of nowhere. It's usually with a dumb look on my face. People are like, oh, I want to watch that hollowing demo. Why? Can you see what's happening? I can't. If you can see what's happening, let me know. You probably have a better eye doctor than I do. Again, if somebody's sticking their fingers in your work, they better be buying it. Me being able to do that. That's why people make their their openings only that big so people can't get their fingers in there. That's really the only reason. It's not because they're showing off how thin they can go. It's because they don't want people sticking their fingers in their work. I'm reaching through, feeling around where I need to come down. Since my opening's wide enough, I can look. I'm deciding whether or not I need to switch to a different tool that I don't want to switch to. So we'll see. What's the time, Chad?
4:07.
Okay, I can finish this up pretty quick.
Did you want to have Tim come critique it?
Absolutely not. Tim's not allowed back in. He'll cut it in half.
He will.
Anybody got any good jokes? That's the point of the demonstration we're at. See how far over I have to lean? Sorry, I have to blow it out first. Pardon? No, I need to blow out first. I've got a big... Sweet. Stay. So I drop everything on the ground. That would serve me right, wouldn't it? Push, not pull. I'm going to come over here and go, hello. That's so much easier. It is for me. And what we're praying for is that we don't see it smacking through the other side. Pardon? I forgot this could do that. Well, that's tricky. I'm not used to that. I'm used to making it work. I've got some ridges in here. I'm not super worried about those. I'm still just removing material. And y'all are suckers for coming in to watch a hollow form demo. I say that in the nicest way possible. Sure. Whatever. I've got my back to you, and I apologize. It's because I'm making really funny faces looking that direction. Okay. I'll get out of your way. I got the majority of what I was after. That was the hard part. That's the hardest part of the whole thing. Woo! So, we're supposed to measure. Okay, I'm about that thick there, a little bit thinner there, so I've got a little ridge right there. And notice that I'm not dragging these, because they'll mar up my piece. Okay, I've got some room still. These are really cool. I really like these. These are also Trent Bosch. I don't promote him. They're a tool I use, and I love them. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Figure eights work too. They lie to you though. Ah! A little thin right there. This is why we do this measuring thing. Those are lying to me. There's no way that's accurate. There we go. We always check first. Make sure that we're even. Touching, there we go. That should solve that problem. A little tight, a little tight. Didn't know my own strength. That can't be right. Well then. We're really almost done. Woo! There we go. Yeah, we're close. Okay, truthfully, and I'm going to be completely honest here. Do I care if there's ridges in there? No, I don't. Because wood turners are going to stick their fingers in it. If I've got a lid on this and grandma's in there, she's not going to care if there's lumps. She's not really there. In my own, that's my own personal beliefs. I'm not pushing them on you. You know, I actually just finished my grandmother's urn. She asked for it. She wants to put it on her mantle. I'm like, that's a little morbid, don't you think? No, I'm proud of it. Like, Grandma, I'm not okay with that. Do you have some sandpaper? May I have some, if I ask nicely? Can I get 120, 180, and 220, please? Thank you, sir. I am going to clean up the inside with one last cut. Oh, no, I said it out loud. Let's see. Let's see if that's true. I am not going to promise that this is going to stay together, but I do want everybody to notice how pretty that wood is. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. I like it. We should probably take a picture of it now. I'm not doing it today, but yes, you make a lid just the same way you would do it for a box. That's not the one I wanted. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I will show you momentarily. So that little nick I got, I fixed it. Ta-da! I'm going to put another one in there right now. I said it out loud, now I don't want to stick another tool in there. How's that for me being completely honest? I'm super professional. Nope, I'm not doing that. I made the bad mistake of saying something out loud. I'm not doing that again.
One more time.
Yeah, one last cut. One last cut. So if this was something that wasn't a demo and I wasn't just showing you-ish how to do it, I would, truthfully, first off, slow my lathe down while I'm sanding because we're professionals here. I would also do this with a mask on, but if you don't have masks on, I'm not going to wear a mask. And I would do this with a drill. Dust collection, but a drill as well. Sorry. It's been a day, guys. That little round thing that goes... Ooh, ah. They keep asking me to come back. Can you believe that? Have we learned anything yet? Do we think that we could do this? No, not yet? I think you could.
I think I can screw it up.
I'm really good at that. You have to screw up at least twice. Here's if you take only one thing away from this, do not, that. Chad!
That's what you said.
Do not stick your fingers in this while it is spinning. That's exactly what you said. My mother is on. You're not mic'd up. You've met my mom. Pardon me? Yeah, weird. My nose is starting to run, you know. Did I just switch to a different grit? You have dust collectors? Oh, sorry. I could not sand. That's fine. I just won't finish the bottom. Okay, pretend like I sanded through all the grits. Ooh, ah. So if I were at home, because I'm not going to keep this, I'm not holding you in detention. We're not going to stay all night. If I were at home, you see these white spots right here? I would burn those out with my wood burner and I would fill it with turquoise. Why? Because I can. Do we want to see how we finish the bottom? Yes, please. No, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, the really nice I found them. I'll pass those around. These are my golden ratio calipers. I love these.
Where'd you get this?
I got those at the symposium this year. They are by Trent Bosch. Those are $40. These are 11. They do the same thing. Those just go wider. And when I'm working on bigger pieces if I can impress upon you one thing in turning, Here, are we on the top one? From here down, from here down. That's about right. Your eye will tell you. If something looks off, you're going to go, something's not quite right. And this is not perfect. I know that it's not perfect. This is a demo. I'm okay with it not being perfect. I'm showing you the concepts of this. At least that's my out anyway. I know I told him it was a demo. It's a demo piece. It's fine. Da-da-da-da. It is 1 inch per cube. It's 1 cubic inch per pound. And if I could tell you how that works in this, it wouldn't have taken me so long to get my degree. However, yeah, I don't do that. I have rice that is shop rice. It does not come back in the house once it's in the shop. And I measure that into there, and I pour it into my measuring cup, and that's how I do it. Is that super helpful? Maybe.
How much volume do you need for a person?
It ranges between 8 and 15 cups, depending on the size of the person. 16. Believe it or not, you would probably be about 12. I have a family member that is currently on their way out, unfortunately. I've been tasked with making their urn. The hardest part of this, other than the crying while I do it, is finding a piece of wood large enough. So we're on there. One of the cool things about using a center, oh, damn it all to hell. Sorry. My mom's watching. I will get my mouth washed out with soap as soon as she sees me. I promise. You'll know the answer to this. What am I missing on the bottom of that? What am I missing on the bottom of that? My center. How am I going to center this? I am. I'm going to say bad words first. Reach in my pocket. That's the problem with this one. It's got a pocket. I don't just have my little slide in right here. I'm used to the slide in here where I keep my measuring device to yell at my students. No, you missed it. I keep that right there. And I keep a pencil. Because there's a very important number I need to know. I dropped the pencil. I'm really good at dropping all this stuff. The really important number I need to know is how much room I have in the bottom of this. This requires 4 hands. I don't have enough room at the bottom of this. I do. Right there. I'm about millimeters, please.
Am I measuring that space?
From here to here, we are at
15.
What?
I can't see.
Sorry.
15.
15 millimeters? Groovy. That's what I need to know. Now measure that. You want me to do division? That's, yes.
Call it 8.
Okay. 15 minus. Let's see. No, those are mine. Don't give them to Tim. Don't give them to Tim. No, those are mine. Don't give those to Tim. Okay, so 15 and 8, right? Are our numbers. Are very important numbers. Notice that I'm cleaning off my lathe bed. Look at me, cleaning up after myself. Don't tell my husband I know how to do that, please. Ta-da! This is just a cup that you would use for, there's a vacuum you put on the end, it's a vacuum chuck. Is that what I use it for? Absolutely not. I'm not fancy, I don't have a vacuum chuck. I would typically use a jam chuck. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, let's knock it off first, Em. Drop it. Drop it. Like with my kids. Drop it! Not quite. Loosen it up. Readjust. Yeah, not quite again. Gonna call Tim. Tim, come center this for me. It's pretty dang close. That's good enough for government work. This is where I might blow the whole thing. I'm so glad you're here to watch this. So glad. I'm so glad. So glad I'm going to the audience. There's nobody online, right? Nobody's watching. We're good. Great. No pressure, right? So we're going to slide up in here. I did back in the day, back when I'm sorry, my brain, I can't talk and do.
That's pretty good.
That's as good as we're going to get, I'm afraid. Back in the day. I've said that 3 or 4 times now. Funk. Don't remember what I was going to say. That was a fleeting thought. It's gone now.
Back in the day.
Oh, regarding the people watching. I was on TikTok doing a live stream. When I turned off my live stream, I'd had 75,000 people in my... I hadn't looked the whole time, so I was good. I'm like, what? I was just talking like I'm doing now, not really, whatever. It was a little bit more than I was used to. Okay, what was our number? 15 minus 8? 7 is what we decided. Okay, we're going to bring this down. I'm going to let the wood come to the tool. This is where we measure. I want this curve to come in. Get up on that point there, bring that around. You'll notice I have slowed the lathe down a lot. Bring this down as I'm coming around. Now I'm whistling again. I'm not nervous at all. You don't scare me. I actually really enjoy doing this. Do you know that most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy? That's how much public speaking terrifies people. I'm like, oh, just don't ask me to, I don't know, heights. Don't ask me to go up on a ladder. Nope. I'd rather get up and talk about turning or history or folklore or photography than climb a mountain or any other physical task. I am just feathering this in, cleaning up that bottom, and we blip, 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 that's all, folks. We decided that we were going with 7. 7 was our number.
Yep, sure.
We're just making stuff up now. Okay, fair. I'm okay with that. Okay, I got room. My end of my foot's going to be about right there, bottom of my foot. So let's make a little mark so we know where we're aiming. That's a red light.
Let me have that. I'll give you mine.
That's asking a lot, Chad. It buzzed at me.
That's weird.
I'm quiet. I have to be mic'd up. I'm timid. Can you tell? So shy. I never got in trouble in school for talking. Ta-da! Can you hear me? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. There's not gonna be any switching. I'm almost done. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Again, I appreciate you putting up with me today and coming out. This is a really fun thing. I love coming to Turner's Warehouse. I was here at their grand opening. They don't remember that, but I was here. I didn't know what I was doing then. And then I've shown up for a few of these over the years. And it's always fun to get to come down. I appreciate them.
Everybody again where they can find you.
Where they can find me?
Socials and
Oh, socials? I guess you want to find me. I'm She Turns Wood on Instagram and TikTok and Etsy. My Etsy shop is currently closed because I'm lazy. I mean, I took the holidays off. I had pneumonia. Wear your lung protection. Weird. I couldn't tell you how I got pneumonia. Protect your lungs. Truly, that's how that works. Protect your lungs. You only have one set. And they're expensive to replace. And it's not, and parts are hard to find. So protect your lungs, truly. Okay, I'm going to slide in here. With the hollow form part, what do you mean, what's the difference? Oh, a hollow form has a tinier opening, an urn has a larger one. This would work as a pet urn. And because I don't have the center I typically use, I'm going to call that good, and I'll sand it off, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate you coming out. Thank you for supporting Turner's Warehouse. If you are looking for me, you can find me online, She Turns Wood, on Instagram, Etsy, TikTok, Gmail, She Turns Wood. And I am teaching for the next 3 days, so if you have questions, please come in. I'm happy to answer anything that you have. I love turning. You can reach out to me if you have any questions. Truly, you can ask any of my students that I've had. They have my personal phone number. It's easier to get me on Instagram, though, I promise. We can hand that around. And you can see. I would typically finish this with scratch-free. There's a bump in there, isn't there? You're going to cut it in half now, too? There is a bump in there. You all have permission. You can make fun of me. Oh, she's not done with that. It's all good. Yes. You leave them extra thick, just like you would turn greenwood bowls. My grandmother's urn that I just finished, I finished the first turn. And I told her she can't have it until it's done. And it's not going to be dry for years. I turned it out of apricot. And it's beautiful. It's got this nice big crack in it. And that's intentional because she wants turquoise in hers. So, but I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out today, supporting Turner's Warehouse. I appreciate it. It's always fun.